For all the best boxing content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to DiBella Entertainment and HD Net's Broadway Boxing, presented by FreeTheFan.com from the Grand Ballroom at Manhattan Center. Tonight's fights are promoted by DiBella Entertainment and sponsored by HBO Sports, LocateStock.com, FreeTheFan.com, Talk Sports, Win Prizes, and the Connecticut Defenders, Connecticut's hometown team. This bout is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission. Chairman in attendance tonight, Ron Scott Stevens. The three judges scoring this bout in the 10-point must system, Tommy Kazmarek, Kevin Morgan, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Pete Santiago. And now, 10 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Introducing first to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing black, weighing in officially at an even 140 pounds. His professional record, 12 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws, 9 wins, coming by way of knockout from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Fighting out of the Bronx, New York, Harrison Cuello. And his opponent to my right, fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing silver with black, weighing in officially at 142 pounds. His professional record, 21 wins with just 2 losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from Manatee, Puerto Rico, he's the pride of Spanish Harlem, New York, EDGAR Chamaco Santana.
Ok, ya le expliqué las instrucciones a ustedes dos, abajo en el medio, ok? Que es una pelea limpia, dale la cabeza y dale los puños bajos, ok? Toca guantes y suerte.
Spanish, everybody's first language in the ring. EDGAR Santana, his 13th appearance on Broadway Boxing. And Oscar Suarez, the trainer of Harrison Cuello. Suarez has had a couple of guys, hasn't he, in the corner?
Yeah, Nassim Hamed and Acelino Freitas. This is actually the first time he's working with Harrison Cuello. Did it as a favor to Cuello's manager.
Time. Again, Cuello, no amateur career. Southpaw, natural left-hander. He is a combination puncher. And his best trait, according to Suarez, he is hungry.
And that's what Suarez believes. He has what it takes tonight to beat EDGAR Santana.
Yeah, look at Harrison Cuello go right after Santana. I was expecting him to sit back and counter, but he is going for it. Jab, left hand.
He's a former kickboxer, actually. That's why he has no amateur experience, because he was kickboxing. That's Cuello. He was described to me by Oscar Suarez as an awkward lefty, doesn't always have great balance, but very willing to fight and in great, great condition.
Yeah, he looks solid, doesn't he? Santana's not going to have a lot of rest here. It is a 10-round fight, and Cuello has split his last 6, coming off that devastating knockout on 2 days' notice against Randall Bailey. So this is on-the-job training, really. And Santana did the same, very light amateur career, but he's far more advanced than Cuello.
And something else to consider, Santana, 23 pro fights, 4 of them have been against southpaws. So he has some experience, I'd say enough experience, and he had lefty sparring for this fight.
Well, he hasn't abandoned the jab, which we love to see. A lot of guys just say forget about it against the left-hander. Brian, what are you seeing so far in Santana?
Well, with EDGAR is always the patient, composed, technical type. He likes to be precise with his punches, methodical in his approach, and that's exactly what I see here.
Doesn't want to waste anything, huh?
Right. And then Cuello, what I do notice is the fact that, you know, southpaw is susceptible to right hands. Randall Bailey has a big right hand. So the Randall Bailey episode there, I can pretty much excuse.
Oh, sure.
You know, prior to that, his 18 fights were all in his native country, Dominican Republic. So coming over here, facing a faded former champion, it's easy to have the mindset of going in and dominating and not respecting your opponent, and he got caught.
Ran into a huge right hand.
And as I see here, which I knew he'd be more patient and more respectful because Edgar is younger, so he's taking his time more.
Well, right now, what I see is Edgar Santana relying too much on defense. It's only the first round. We'll cut him a break, but the reason he didn't look good against Dairo Asalas, Nick, in that fight you called, he concentrated too much on defense in that fight.
Like he was practicing.
Yeah, and he lay against the ropes in that fight. He's got to show a little more offense, which he can do. We've seen that many times on Broadway boxing.
No doubt. The first of a scheduled 10-round welterweight battle here in New York. Stay with us.
Vamos a usar tu mano como tú sabes usarla, ¿ok, mijo? No me las enseñes, suertecito, ¿ok? Pendiente, que él está pendiente.
Second out. Back.
So it's Harrison Cuello in black and the silver, Edgar Santana, Broadway boxing favorite. Lives in Spanish Harlem. And very aggressive is Cuello, much more aggressive than I figured. I thought he would be doing a lot of counterpunching, trying to make Santana miss.
Well, that's the experience from his last performance, what I spoke of. As Steve alluded to, Edgar's more defensive. Rabbit punches back of the head. You don't want to see stuff like that happen.
Referee Pete Santiago jumping in.
Taking control as he should.
That should be a big warning. You're right. Let's see if it gets Santana riled up. He, as you mentioned, Brian, fights very much in control. Cuello very quick on the trigger. Avoiding shots, so he's got very good movement. And presenting some problems for Santana.
He is. You know, he's offensively, he's been very one-dimensional. Right, left, 1-2, 1-2. But Cuello at times is coming forward, at times is concentrating on defense and backing up. It's kind of like Santana's having trouble getting into the groove, and you add the fact that Cuello's a lefty, and it makes it that much more of a puzzle for Edgar Santana.
Agreed.
So trainer Edgar Santana, newly instilled trainer.
Let him go.
Looking on, watching the action. He notices what's in front of his charge. Edgar do seem a bit confused with the in and out style, herky-jerky style. But I believe if he uses a jab, because Edgar is not really jabbing, use a jab to close the distance. You want Cuello to get defensive. Use the jab to set it up, get him out of position, and then work off of that. I think Edgar would do just fine.
As you guys mentioned, he has fought southpaw, Santana, so the jab wouldn't be foreign territory for him against the left-hander, nor should it be. Santana now trying to close distance.
Right now, it seems to me that Santana's reacting to what Cuello's doing. He's waiting a little too long.
Yeah, he's got to take more action, make this fight. I figured he'd be making the fight all night.
Watch your legs.
Oh, nice right as he clips Cuello on the way out. Good move by Santana.
See, most people would tell you, which me and Steve have got into it before on, you can't jab against the south.
Yeah.
But if you notice the fight with Miguel Cotto and Zab Judah, Cotto controlled the action with a jab. So you can land a jab. Just be confident in throwing it. Do not let the southpaw style confuse you. And that's what Edgar needs to do right here. Start with the jab.
In that fight, Brian, that you referred to, Cotto landed more jabs than Judah did.
We're back here on Broadway Boxing. Santana perhaps be a little bit more aggressive, pick up the pace, pick up the intensity.
They don't hear you. Come on, second out. Back.
Santana on the left, and in the black is Harrison Cuello, originally from Dominican Republic, living in New York City as well. Here's Santana trying to close distance again, trying to close the gap, stay inside, and force Cuello to fight.
So if you notice, he came out, landed 2 good jabs, and he's able to close the gap there. Stay with the jab. There you go again.
I'm with you.
It's easy to throw jabs against southpaws. I don't know why guys say don't jab.
Easy to throw jabs against southpaws, but not easy to land them.
And now it's Cuello trying to battle back as he catches Santana with a left hand. No big damage. Santana trying to walk Cuello down, but then backing off. So Santana's got to get a little busier when he's in punching range.
And one punch Santana can look for. Cuello is repeatedly throwing a 1-2. The 2 is the left hand, and he throws it to the body. He throws it low a lot. Santana come right over the top of the right hand. That would be a real nice counter punch for him.
That's a big punch for him. You're right.
See, notice the sequence. When Cuello punches, as you said, he's doing the same thing, 1-2, 1-2. He's coming straight in, just like that. Edgar should not bend down. He should not try to cover up. Counter with the straight right hand, because he's coming right in at him.
Well, now Cuello stringing together more shots. A lot of them taken on the gloves by Santana. Santana got to get a little riled here, perhaps. Again, it's all about intensity. I don't mean lose your head, but again, Cuello's not making him. He's taking him out of sync, is what he's doing.
Edgar should stand his ground. And every time Cuello jab, you know he's going to throw a left hand. Beat him to the punch with a straight right hand. So right there, he's waiting to block as opposed to throw.
Right. Oh, look at that crashing left hand. Forget about Cuello being a counter puncher. Edgar Santana is up and in trouble. It's over now. It's over. The upset of the night here at the Manhattan Center as Edgar Santana gets hit with a monstrous left hand by Harrison Cuello. A devastating loss. Again, Santana hadn't lost in 5 years.
If you notice what was happening, I was saying Edgar just should stand his ground and fire right hands. He was more concerned, a stunned crowd here, and rightfully so. He was more concerned. He was more concerned about trying to block punches and counter him.
I agree.
He should have stood his ground and beat him to the punch with straight right hands.
Yeah, or at least punch with him. He just wasn't doing anything when he was in position to perhaps land. He was frustrated all of this short night anyway, 2+ rounds by Cuello's movement. Let's look at it again and see how it finished.
So if you notice, he's covering up just trying to block punches, looking for opportunities to counter. But you also give your opponent opportunities to find spots in your cover-up. And he threw an overhand left, caught Edgar high, looked like high on the forehead.
Oh, he just mangled him with that left hand.
Because you give your opponent opportunities if you cover up. He can find the spots. Let your hands go. He caught him flush, solid punch. And he was flat-footed. So that the combination of the two, devastating power there. Look at Cuello, concentrating, eyes focused, looking for the opening. A beautiful overhand left.
Stunning, stunning upset here in New York. Harrison Cuello had split his last 6 fights, had fought strictly in the Dominican Republic until he got waxed by Randall Bailey in January. He couldn't have come in here with a boatload of confidence, but he was fighting with serious intent, and he had Santana frustrated all night, and then he put him down with a chilling left hand. And Santana, you just knew he wasn't going to get up and be worth anything after that, Brian.
He tried to get up. You saw the heart of Edgar Santana. He tried to get up, but the punch was too devastating.
Oh, knockout night tonight in New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout comes to an end at 2 minutes, 9 seconds of the 3rd round. The winner by way of knockout, Harrison Cuello.
And that is one happy fighter.